Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. This is Joel Perez here for another edition of your weekly episodic news show Behind the Mic, where we talk about all the biggest news in the WWE for the week. This is Behind the Mic, episode number 37. 37 weeks of doing this, and 37 weeks of huge news, because I've got some huge news stories for you. Let me stop saying the word huge before somebody blows their brains out, and it makes a huge mess. Let me fucking stop myself right there. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Behind the Mic, episode number 37, going up late because I suck. There isn't a lot of big news anyways, so I just let it all pile up, and I'm doing a Sunday edition of Behind the Mic. This show usually goes up on Saturday, but of course me, being the lazy folk that I am, did not complete my duties, and I am very, very sorry for that. I do apologize, but I mean, things happen, and I was very busy throughout this week anyways, so there was not time to record Behind the Mic, but there is now. There is now, and I'm going to bring you a fantastic edition of Behind the Mic here today, because we have got some gigantic, enormous news in Behind the Mic here, or on Behind the Mic here, if I could get my grammatical sentences working here today. I will tell you what this news is, and it is the biggest news story that we have here today. Daniel Bryan has been training with Brie Bella, yes, his wife Brie Bella, to make an in-ring return. Ooh, we're talking about that on Behind the Mic here today, so you better stay tuned. We've got news on Triple H replacing Shane McMahon as Smackdown Live Commissioner. Ooh, again, you better stay tuned if you want to catch that news right here on Behind the Mic, episode number 37. We have Triple H reportedly furious about Finn Balor's booking on Monday Night Raw ever since he made his return from injury after WrestleMania. We have the Tag Team Championship matchup that could be happening inside a Hell in a Cell. We're going to talk about the possibility of that happening at the upcoming pay-per-view, and WWE giving an update on Vince McMahon and apparently Kevin Owens busting him open with that headbutt hard way. So we're going to talk about everything that happened there, and Asuka, her making her Monday Night Raw debut very shortly. It has been confirmed Asuka is coming to the red brand, and of course WWE looking to utilize Asuka how she should be to carry the women's division of Monday Night Raw, because I mean, that women's division needs all the help they can get, and WWE realizes that as well. So if you do not want to miss any of those news stories, you better stay tuned to Behind the Mic here today. But before we do get into those news stories, like always, I'm going to tell you to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, because there is so much other content to go check out. I mean, Raw reviews and Smackdown reviews for the week are up on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. The Mae Young Classic has been going on, and we reviewed all 8 episodes of the Mae Young Classic, 2 episodes per video. So reviews to 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 7 and 8 are up, as well as to a review to the final of the Mae Young Classic, which did very, very well on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. If you have yet to go check that out, make sure to go check out the review to the final of the Mae Young Classic. Put a lot of effort and I had a lot of fun making that video and talking about what the future could be for the NXT Women's Division and the women's divisions in general due to what we saw coming out of the Mae Young Classic. So if you did not watch any of those videos, or you just did not watch the Mae Young Classic in general, I suggest you go watch that, because if you want to know what's going on with the future of the women's division, the Mae Young Classic is exactly that. So make sure to go check out the Mae Young Classic reviews on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. There's a nice playlist for it. Why don't y'all crawl through that playlist right there and watch all that good review, a good 3-4 hours of content watching all those good Mae Young Classic reviews. So make sure to go check that out. There is pay-per-view reviews, NXT TakeOver reviews on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver Brooklyn being the latest of those two. So make sure to go check those videos out as well. If you want pay-per-view reviews on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, there's a beautiful playlist for that. Each and every single pay-per-view that has happened in 2017 has been reviewed right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. So make sure to go check out all that great content as well. And of course, Behind the Mic each and every single Saturday, sometimes Sunday. Not gonna fucking lie to you, but I mean, each and every single Saturday, Behind the Mic. Last week, we were talking about some huge news. The Undertaker possibly going into a triple threat match at WrestleMania 34 for that Universal Championship with the two men who beat him for the streak, or the two men who have beaten him at WrestleMania. That is Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Could he be getting vengeance against those two men at WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, where this streak originally died? I don't know. Go check it out. Behind the Mic, episode number 36. For now, ladies and gentlemen, however, make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel if you do not want to miss any of that fantastic content. Make sure to like this video if you are enjoying what you're hearing here, and make sure to comment what you think of all these news stories coming up as we cover them right now on Behind the Mic. So I want to ask you guys a favor. I want to ask you guys to stay tuned, because we're going straight into the news story. We're starting off with what is, in my opinion, the biggest news story we have for you right here on Behind the Mic, and that is Daniel Bryan training for an in-ring return with his wife, Brie Bella. Let's talk about it. We're going to read the article like we always do, and then I will give you my opinion afterwards. Here we go. If this article will load, that'd be fantastic. Here it is. Brie Bella hasn't wrestled a match since WrestleMania 32. The expectation was that she'd officially retired from the ring to start a family with Daniel Bryan, who had also officially announced his retirement just a few months before Brie's last match. However, there has been some speculation about Brie Bella making a WWE comeback soon. Shortly after giving birth to the couple's first child, she began training for a return. Apparently, Brie has been filming some of her training sessions with the intention of putting them on social media. However, WWE officials have shut down the possibility of Brie sharing them because Daniel Bryan has actually been working with her in the ring. The powers that be don't want any videos released of Daniel Bryan's taking bumps or training because of his quote-unquote retirement and injuries that have kept him out of the ring. There have been a lot of rumors surrounding Daniel Bryan's future in wrestling. His WWE deal will expire next year, and there is some speculation that he'll be getting back into the ring as an active wrestler. It isn't clear what promotion he would sign with for his return to the ring, but training with Brie Bella has a lot of people excited. WWE officials are not excited and don't want any evidence of Bryan training to get leaked. In the short term, Daniel Bryan is working with Brie Bella to get her back into ring shape for her comeback. That is expected to happen early next year. The expectation is the Bella Twins will return together for a big match at the WWE Royal Rumble or even WrestleMania 34. In the long term, Bryan is apparently working on a new low-impact style that should protect his head and neck for his own comeback to the ring in 2018. From a business perspective, WWE officials are trying to protect the company because concussions have become a big issue for the powers that be to show that they are protecting their performers. Daniel Bryan is still under contract with WWE. Until Bryan's contract expires next year, the backlash would still come back to the company. WWE officials are trying to avoid that, but they have no control of what Bryan does in his own backyard. For now, he's just training with Brie at home, but it could mean bigger things in the future. And it will mean bigger things in the future if you ask me. If you ask me, I still have a small suspicion, and I know a lot of people out there still have that small, maybe not so small suspicion that Daniel Bryan really doesn't have this big of a problem, and he still could compete in that ring just fine, and this series of concussions was just something that came along and WWE used to advance this guy's retirement because Daniel Bryan was fucking up a lot of WWE's plans, aka a Roman Reigns. A Roman Reigns. When you're trying to have Roman Reigns be the face of your company, and this goat-looking guy, according to a lot of WWE officials, this ugly goat-looking guy, Daniel Bryan, who is just an indie darling, small, not that big physique that Vince McMahon looks for, right? Right? And nobody could stop cheering for this guy, and he's ruining all your plans because you gotta insert Daniel Bryan in there. There's gonna be huge backlash. There's gonna be huge backlash, right? And WWE was fed up with it, so they forced him to retire, and they're pretty much making him wait out his contract. And in 2018, when his contract expires, they will go from there. They will go from there. And you can tell, especially in that Miz promo, that you saw in 2016, in the summer of 2016, where Miz told Daniel Bryan to leave and go wrestle in the bingo halls. He asked Daniel why he doesn't wrestle, and he pretty much said, I would, but they don't let me. They do not let me. And I thought that told the entire fucking story right there. To me, that told the entire fucking story. They will not let him wrestle. And you know that Daniel Bryan wants to fucking wrestle. It is deep within his blood. It is deep within his veins. He wants to get back in that ring, and WWE is not going to stop him from getting back in that ring. So in October, November, whenever it may be of 2018, whenever Daniel's contract expires, he's going to leave, and he's going to get back in that ring, and whatever happens from there, it's either going to be a huge fucking slap in the face to WWE, and they're just going to be sorry fucking losers saying, oh Daniel, please come back, we miss you, or WWE is going to be right. Or WWE is going to be right, and Daniel is going to suffer another concussion, he is going to suffer another injury, and it's going to be a fucking train wreck for Daniel Bryan, and he is going to have to retire once more from wrestling. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't think that's going to be the case. What I think is going to happen is Daniel Bryan's going to leave the WWE. He's going to go wrestle for a Ring of Honor. He's going to go wrestle for a New Japan. And he's going to make those companies skyrocket. Because what these companies are missing is that big superstar that WWE has in their company with John Cena. They're missing that huge superstar that WWE had in their company with Daniel Bryan. They're missing that huge superstar that WWE had in their company with CM Punk. WWE has made the huge mistake of letting two of those huge superstars that could have carried their company for years beyond, bro. And they've let those two superstars go. They mistreated the hell out of CM Punk, and they've now forced Daniel Bryan to retire in what I'm thinking is in favor of getting Roman Reigns over. An agenda that clearly, for 4 years, has not worked. So, if I was WWE at this point, I'd say, you know what? It didn't fucking work. Let's let Daniel Bryan back in the ring. Let's rectify some wrongs over here. Because when Daniel Bryan's contract expires in 2018, he's definitely going to a Ring of Honor, and he's going to be fucking wrestling all the names in there, and he's going to be skyrocketing that company to the top, maybe even to the point, and I'm not saying anything, maybe even to the point where a Ring of Honor can kind of be competing with WWE, and that to the point where WWE has to be worrying, if I can fucking speak here, about these companies, because Daniel Bryan, who is still the most popular wrestler in the WWE, still gets the biggest ovation every time he goes out to the stage on Smackdown Live. I mean, this could be a huge mistake for WWE, but we're going to have to wait till 2018 to see what the case will be, because holy shit, if Daniel Bryan goes to another wrestling company, he will be that huge babyface. He will be that huge catalyst that will carry this company or any company to the top. He could have done that with WWE. He was doing that with WWE, but they made the mistake. And now Daniel Bryan, being who he is going to fucking say, you know what? You fucked up. I'm going over here. I'm going to pursue my dream of wrestling. I'm going to wrestle all these great names who are in the indie scene, the Jay Lethal. I'm going to go into tag team matches with the fucking Young Bucks. I'm going to do all this fantastic shit. I'm going to wrestle Kota Ibushi. I'm going to wrestle Kenny Omega. I'm going to wrestle fucking Okada, bro. I'm going to do all this because you wouldn't let me, when I was in your company, wrestle the Seth Rollins, wrestle the AJ Styles, wrestle the Kevin Owens, the Sami Zayn, and all these fucking guys. I'm gonna go fucking do it for another company, bro. And I'm gonna do it even better. And WWE is gonna be fucking sitting on their asses saying, shit, we fucked up. And I mean, I'm gonna be right here with you on Behind the Mic, episode number 79 or whatever the hell it is, bro. Whatever the hell it is by then. Behind the Mic, episode 100, maybe. And I'm going to be telling you, WWE fucked up, guys. I mean, look at what Daniel Bryan's doing for Ring of Honor. Look at what Daniel Bryan's doing for New Japan, right? And WWE is going to have nothing to say about it, bro. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on here because there's nothing else left to say. There's nothing else left to say, and we're going to move on to this Triple H story taking over Shane McMahon's position as commissioner of Smackdown Live. Now, this can either be awful or it can be fantastic, but knowing WWE, it is going to be awful. WrestleMania 34 is still several months away, but WWE officials apparently had some huge plans in place for a major rivalry between Shane McMahon and Triple H. A feud between the two men has been rumored in the past, but WWE officials were preparing to plant seeds for the rivalry as early as this week's edition of SmackDown Live, before Vince McMahon made some huge changes to his confrontation with Kevin Owens. As most fans expected, Vince McMahon returned to SmackDown Live this week to confront Owens and set a Hell in a Cell match between him and Shane McMahon for WWE Hell in a Cell. It has been reported that the original plans for the confrontation with Owens were for Vince to negotiate with him. As a result, the match between Owens and Shane would have been set all the same, but with Shane's WWE shares on the line. At WWE Hell in a Cell, Kevin Owens would have defeated Shane McMahon after Triple H interfered on his behalf. As a sign of gratitude, Owens would have given the game Shane's WWE shares, and Triple H would have replaced Shane McMahon as the commissioner of Smackdown Live. Shane would have been written off WWE television for months until the time was right to start the rivalry with Triple H for WrestleMania 34. Triple H would then be running SmackDown Live through WrestleMania 34. The expectation is Triple H versus Shane McMahon would become a winner-takes-all scenario to determine who would be in control of the brand, which Shane would likely win. Apparently, Vince McMahon thought it was more important for the rivalry between Owens and Shane to have a huge angle. The boss decided a simple confrontation, if I can speak here again, between Owens and himself was a better idea. And Vince took the beating we saw this week on SmackDown Live. With Vince McMahon making all these changes over the past week, it's unclear to know if the idea for Triple H versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 34 has been scrapped completely, or if creative plans have only been changed through WWE Hell in a Cell. It's still plausible for the game to make his return during the Owens versus Shane O'Mac match at the pay-per-view and replace the latter as commissioner of SmackDown Live. A lot of people would be intrigued by the concept of the game controlling the brands for the next several months. Shane McMahon has been suspended as the commissioner of the Blue brand, so it's unclear if Shane will continue with the role after WWE Hell in a Cell. On paper, Triple H replacing him may add a lot of intrigue to the show and give him a lot of new talent to work with on WWE television. There are plenty of possibilities for the game on SmackDown Live, but it's up to Vince McMahon and WWE officials to bring him back. I do not like this at all. Triple H, and especially a heel Triple H, taking control of SmackDown Live brings back way too many shades of the Authority, bro. And I think we all know how shitty the fucking Authority was. I mean, it will have less Stephanie McMahon in it, and I mean, that is something that intrigues me, but at the same time, do you really want that shit going on, bro? With all the fucking shitty matches that will be booked as a result of Triple H not liking this superstar, blah, 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 and all these shitty angles that will involve Triple H having something bad against this superstar, and he's going to put him on a 1-on-3 handicap match with this guy, the next guy, and his friend, bro. I mean, what the fuck is this? I hate these heel fucking commissioners and general manager roles. They're awful. They're absolutely fucking awful. I like the William Regal down in NXT, who's doing everything fair. I like Triple H, as a matter of fact, down in NXT, who's keeping everything in order and putting on these fantastic shows. Where does these two things interlock? Where Triple H comes to the main roster, and he's the most wily heel to ever step into a WWE ring, but in NXT, he's the most white meat babyface to ever step into a WWE ring. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Triple H has one fucking character, and it's either he's good or he's bad. If he's bad, or if he's good down in NXT, then he should be good on the main roster. But I don't know what this bullshit is, bro. I don't know what this bullshit is. He will be the most evil, fucking maniacal, just fucking devilish human being on the main roster, fucking interfering with Universal Championship matches, and that not being explained, by the way, never explained why Triple H gave the Universal Championship to Kevin Owens. Why? Because he didn't like Roman Reigns and he didn't like Seth Rollins? I don't fucking understand it, bro. I don't fucking understand it, but I mean, holy shit, what does this have to do with anything? What I would do is, in the Hell in a Cell, Shane McMahon has his fucking commissioner rights on the line, and Kevin Owens will fucking have the right to give the commissioner, or to decide whoever the fuck the commissioner is, and that's probably going to lead into Triple H. That is probably going to lead into Triple H, but why doesn't Kevin Owens appoint himself as the fucking commissioner. What type of logic does that make? I don't fucking understand it, bro. I don't understand it. Triple H, if he does that role that he has in NXT, where he's fair and he's just trying to put on the best show possible, like William Regal does down in NXT, then I'll be fine with it. If he does this wily bullshit where he's putting the babyface Sami Zayn against Baron Corbin, fucking Mike Kanellis, and Kevin Owens in a 1-on-3 handicap match, then I'm gonna be fucking pissed off. Because it's just garbage. It is garbage. Stephanie McMahon on Monday Night Raw as a heel fucking commissioner is garbage. She is garbage, bro. I'm so glad that Kurt Angle has been on Raw doing things his way, because it's actually been good. Stephanie McMahon is a nuisance, and Triple H going on to Smackdown Live in that same role will be a nuisance as well. Nobody wants those shades of the Authority back, so please, WWE, do everybody a favor and keep it off your fucking programming. Shane McMahon has been fine as a commissioner, and hopefully Triple H will do even better in that fucking role. This makes no sense. For now, let's move on here to the next news story, and it does involve Triple H once more, because Triple H is furious, as he should be, with the booking of Finn Balor. And this is the type of Triple H I want on fucking SmackDown Live and Monday Night Raw. The one that's giving Vince McMahon actual creative input. But, only a few weeks after moving to the main roster, Finn Balor won the WWE Universal Championship by defeating Seth Rollins at WWE SummerSlam last year. Unfortunately, he was forced to relinquish the title the next night on Raw because of a serious shoulder injury. It took almost 9 months for him to return to WWE television, but the fans had very high hopes that Finn could pick up exactly where he left off on Raw. Over the past 5 months, the WWE Universe has grown more frustrated by the day because WWE officials haven't given Finn Balor the push most people believe he deserves. He still hasn't received his rematch for the Universal title with Brock Lesnar. He is stuck in a mid-card feud with Bray Wyatt that hasn't wowed the fans, and it doesn't seem like WWE officials are planning anything bigger for Balor for the rest of the year. WWE fans aren't the only ones frustrated with Finn Balor's booking. It's being reported that Triple H is set to be furious with Balor's position on Raw. He doesn't seem to be pointing the finger at anyone in particular, but the game lobbied hard for Shinsuke Nakamura and Bobby Roode to be moved to SmackDown Live to ensure they didn't find themselves lost in the shuffle as Finn Balor currently is on Monday Night Raw. I mean, I don't think Shinsuke Nakamura is being treated any better on SmackDown Live, being pinned by Jinder Mahal on the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, but that's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. I am a nobody, but it seems that Triple H is trying to convince Vince McMahon to bring most NXT talent to SmackDown Live before moving them to Raw, where superstars are micromanaged far more. The recent expectation to this rule is the upcoming debut of Asuka, but her move to Raw is more about helping the women's division more than it's about making sure someone as talented as Finn Balor has a chance to get over with the WWE Universe, and we will talk about Asuka later on in the video. But there is no need for anyone to hit the panic button. The WWE Universe is firmly behind Finn Balor as a babyface, and it is only a matter of time before he receives his opportunity to climb the WWE ladder. Brock Lesnar's limited schedule as the WWE Universal Champion takes away some of those opportunities from Balor and the rest of the Raw roster. However, Finn Balor's time will come. The fans will just need to be very patient. Finn Balor, I mean, it's not to a point where he's been booked like fucking trash. It's not to a point where he's being booked like a fucking Bo Dallas or a Curtis Axel. It's not to a point where he's being booked as damaging as Shinsuke Nakamura is being booked on SmackDown Live, where he's on SmackDown each and every single week, where he's being fucking pinned by Jinder Mahal, where he's being made fun of for his fucking facial expressions. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck? If anything, Triple H should be worried about Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown Live because he's being treated like a fucking fool. Holy shit, but Finn Balor, yes, he is in meaningless position. He is in that floating around position where you do not know where the fuck he is, and it is impossible to become hype about Finn Balor, bro. I mean, ever since returning, he has been doing absolutely nothing. And what you need to do with Finn Balor is so fucking evident, bro. It is so evident. Give him the Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Championship needs to be held by a babyface. It has been around the Miz's waist for so fucking long, bro. Holy shit. Miz has been holding this Intercontinental Championship on and off for a year and a half now. I mean, goddamn, he's a great Intercontinental Champion. Do not get me wrong. The Miz has defined that Intercontinental Championship, again, on and off, because WWE has been really giving him stop and start pushes on SmackDown Live. This guy's fantastic. Then he starts feuding with Dean Ambrose. Not so much. Then he goes to Monday Night Raw. Not so much. And now what he's been doing in recent weeks, hell yeah, he's been fantastic. Fucking burying Enzo Amore. Fucking great matches with Jeff Hardy. Burying both Roman Reigns and John Cena. Getting to fucking voice his frustrations against them. So Miz has been doing some great work on Raw as of late. And it's really been like, okay, he's adding prestige to the Intercontinental title. Then he's going backwards because WWE's fucking him over. Oh, there he is again, adding prestige. Oh, WWE's fucking him over. And now we're in that stage where he is once again adding prestige to that title. But if you want an easy way to add prestige and make that title prevalent, especially considering the fact that your Universal Champion Brock Lesnar, if Braun Strowman doesn't beat him that is going on a fucking hiatus until next year, bro. So, I mean, there's issues there, bro. We got issues, like Enzo Amore says. We got fucking issues, bro, because this Intercontinental Championship right now is in a state of no return. And there's no way you're going to have that fucking title in the state that it is right now, carrying Monday Night Raw for the rest of the year. That's where you put it on a babyface, because a babyface will take that title and they will defend it. You could put it on Jeff Hardy. You can get fantastic matches from Finn Balor for that title, from Elias Samson for that title, from a Roman Reigns for that title, from a Bray Wyatt for that title. And there you go. You have a fucking division. You have that Intercontinental Championship being given prestige. But right now, what you have going on is that everybody's just floating around doing nothing. Elias Samson, and I'm going to call him Elias Samson because Elias as a first name is just absolutely ridiculous. He is Elias Samson to me. He will always be Elias Samson to me, bro. But that is besides the point. Just going on that little rant real quick. But Elias Samson doing nothing. Coming on Monday Night Raw every week, singing his songs, racking up meaningless wins. And when is he going to be rewarded for that? When is he going to be rewarded for that? You're definitely not going to be giving me Elias Samson versus The Miz. Not going to be doing that, bro. Heel champion only defends the title every so often because that heel champion is being a chicken shit champion trying to wiggle his way out of all championship defenses. A babyface, Finn Balor, is going to be fucking bringing prestige to that title. He does not need to fight for the Universal title, by the way. He does not need to, bro. He does not need to. Repeating that 3 times because he's not going to fight Brock Lesnar. I know Demon vs. Beast sounds attractive to WWE, but there's no way I am going to believe that Finn Balor is going to get any believable offense on Brock Lesnar. I just don't buy it. I just do not buy it. I am sorry, bro. But, I mean, the Intercontinental Championship, perfect title around Finn Balor's waist. You have so many guys. So many guys he can defend it against. A broken Matt Hardy. Or an awoken Matt Hardy, whatever the fuck. A Jeff Hardy. The Enigma Jeff Hardy, by the way. The Miz. Finn Balor versus Finn Balor. Yeah, that'd be a great fucking match. Or Elias Samson, I should say. Jeff Hardy, I already said that. Holy shit. Bray Wyatt. There you fucking go. Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship actually sounds attractive, bro. So, I mean, there's more options with the babyface champion, and that babyface champion could be Finn Balor, and that'd take him out of that meaningless position that he is in right now in a feud with Bray Wyatt, where nobody even knows why these guys have beef. So, I mean, really, there's things you can do. There's measures that can be taken. But WWE, being the assholes that they are, probably are not going to take any of these precautions, bro. Jason Jordan. Just fucking thought of that one. Another fucking name that could be fighting for that title in the division, bro. Jason Jordan. There you fucking go. Jason Jordan versus Finn Balor. Remember the good match? The damn good match they had on Raw the other fucking week? Wouldn't you like to see that on a pay-per-view for the Intercontinental Championship? I know I would. I know I would. Holy shit. Holy shit, bro. Get to it, WWE. For now, let's move on here. Ho, ho, ho. And we're moving on to this huge news story right here that can very well be the headline title for this video. It is Asuka being moved to Monday Night Raw for one specific reason, and that is for the right reason, to carry the Monday Night Raw women's division. I'm so glad this is the way WWE is looking at it. Shouldn't be the way WWE is looking at it. Asuka should be brought to Monday Night Raw because she's that damn fucking good, but WWE is bringing Asuka to Raw to carry the Monday Night Raw women's division. During last night's edition of Monday Night Raw, a new vignette revealed that Asuka would be moved to the brand over the coming weeks. The WWE Universe has been debating about which brand was better for her since she relinquished the NXT Women's Championship due to a broken collarbone. However, the powers that be have made their decision, and the Empress of Tomorrow will debut on Raw in early October. A lot of fans believe that Smackdown Live would be the better choice for Asuka. There is a lot more talent in the Blue Brand's women's division, and the WWE Universe recently voted that Asuka versus Becky Lynch is the biggest match they would like to see for the former NXT Women's Champion. Are you fucking kidding me? Asuka versus Becky Lynch? Oh, I mean, what the fuck? You wouldn't rather see Asuka versus Sasha? Asuka versus Charlotte? I don't understand it, but I mean, who the fuck are these casuals on WWE.com, bro? My god, Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Yeah, I'd like to see the match, but I mean, Becky Lynch? What has Becky Lynch been doing that's caused so much excitement over her? I don't understand it, but although WWE officials debated about moving her to SmackDown Live, WWE management was desperate for Asuka to be on Raw. The real reason why the Empress of Tomorrow is coming to Raw over SmackDown Live is that she is needed more on Raw. She's needed on both women's divisions, but I mean, that's besides the point. But, she is needed more on Raw, according to WWE officials, that is, because the women's division had been struggling recently. The general feeling for a lot of people backstage is the Raw women's division could use a boost, since Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, and Nia Jax are the only top contenders in the division. It has been said that Emma's push, quote-unquote push, is out of a necessity. Why the fuck is it out of necessity? First of all, let's rant a little bit on this. This is a push? That's a push for Emma? Are you fucking kidding me? A push for Emma would have Sasha Banks still as your women's champion, and Emma going into No Mercy as the challenger for Sasha Banks. Not fucking Emma in a fatal 4-way, being in that fatal 4-way to eat the pin, because Nia Jax isn't going to be pinned, and damn sure Alexa Bliss blabbing her mouth about not needing to get pinned. She's not getting fucking pins. Emma is in that fatal 4-way to eat the pin. You talking about a push, and it's a necessity. You should be pushing Emma because she's that damn good, not out of a necessity, bro. Absolute fucking garbage, WWE. You've got to be kidding me. Emma's push is out of a necessity. Go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves. Holy shit, bro. You've got to be kidding me with that one. But, last night on Raw, there was a match between the Boss and Emma. However, the arena was almost empty because a lot of the fans in attendance used the match as a bathroom break. And I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect? The match went 3 minutes. Sasha Banks won after putting Emma in a meaningless hold, bro. In the fucking bank statement after 3 minutes. The ending of the matchup was predictable. You knew Sasha was fucking winning. With fucking Nia Jax coming out in the middle of a fucking matchup. Like WWE doesn't give a fuck. Why wasn't she sitting at the commentary table from the beginning? That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, right? Yeah, you have all your fucking fans going on a bathroom break, bro. Of course they do. Of course they do, bro. I would do the same. But WWE officials don't want to have some old habits of the fans return, clearly referencing the fucking Divas matches back in 2011 and 2010, and how everybody would fucking leave to the bathrooms during that match. The bathrooms would be fucking clogged with shit, bro. Right? But Asuka is expected to be a huge boost to the division and make these segments can't miss. Frankly, WWE officials are putting in so much effort to ensure that she gets over. That's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. The Empress of Tomorrow is riding an epic undefeated streak from NXT right onto the main roster. A lot of fans who are unfamiliar with Asuka will have high expectations for her to succeed. Considering all the pressure that the company is putting on her to carry the women's division on Raw, Asuka needs to get over with the fans, or else WWE officials are going to have an uphill battle to fight for a very long time. Asuka is the best thing that can possibly happen to your women's division. Asuka has been so perfectly crafted and fine-tuned by Triple H on NXT that, if you ask me, it should be impossible to fuck Asuka up. All you need to do, WWE, listen very carefully, WWE, all you need to do is have her come onto Monday Night Raw and have her beat the shit out of everybody. I do not want to see Asuka get fucking pinned once. I mean, watch WWE have Asuka be pinned by Dana Brooke in her first loss. I can so see that, bro. I can so see that. And this is why I'm glad that WWE is viewing this as a necessity, because it is a necessity to have Asuka look huge on Monday Night Raw. It is a necessity, bro. Not because this women's division needs help, because Asuka is fucking way too valuable to be being treated like shit. So, I'm glad WWE is being forced into this mentality, whether or not it's because of Asuka's talent or because the Monday Night Raw women's division is just that motherfucking shitty right now. I'm glad WWE is thinking this way, because Asuka is one of those NXT stars that you're biting your nails saying, oh my god, please WWE, please God, please don't let them fuck up again. And as of this report, it does not look like WWE is going to go that route. Hopefully, she debuts during the Survivor Series or whatever the fuck, and she destroys every woman on that roster, and everything goes fantastic, and she goes into WrestleMania 34 against whoever the hell it may be for the Women's Championship, and she wins it, and Ember Moon debuts the next night on Raw, and you go into Ember Moon versus Asuka. That's my plan. Hopefully, Asuka is successful on the main roster, but for now, we're moving on here to this news story, and a very, very interesting news story at that. It is Vince McMahon and Kevin Owens, and we're talking about the events that happened between Vince McMahon and Kevin Owens last week on Smackdown Live, or this week on Smackdown Live, I should say. And that is an update on Vince McMahon after Kevin Owens busted this guy wide open on WWE television. Oh my god. But I thought this was PG. I hate all those people that as soon as they see blood on WWE television, they're like, oh my god, WWE is going TV 14. I have to make this a video right now. Oh, all the recent events that have been going on WWE television. Vince McMahon being busted open. The chairman of the company being busted open. That must mean that WWE is going back to TV 14. No, motherfuckers. No. I mean, it is okay, and I think WWE is finally realizing that. It is okay to use the color red to advance your storyline every once in a while. Holy shit, bro. It makes it more interesting. It makes it more colorful to watch. But I mean, WWE hasn't been realizing that until now. And they've been using it a little bit more often. At Great Balls of Fire, we saw a bunch of fucking blood. Here tonight, on Tuesday night, we saw blood. Last year at SummerSlam, Randy Orton was busted open by Brock Lesnar hard way. So, I mean, let's talk about this. For years, WWE has worked on keeping their programming as a PG product, and that's the first thing this article talks about conveniently, which is fit for families, and that meant no blood. But the boss himself changed that last night. Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon had a violent interaction on Smackdown Live last week, which resulted in Vince McMahon returning to the show on Tuesday. Owens not only attacked Vince, too, but made him bleed from his forehead, and it looked to be done the hard way, which has a lot of people talking. Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon were already heading for a collision course soon, but last night everything was officially set up. As Kevin Owens went out to the ring to end the night, he called out Vince McMahon, who was happy to oblige, and he went out to confront the former WWE Universal Champion. As Owens talked about suing WWE, Vince gave him a match against Shane McMahon inside the Hell in a Cell structure next month. Owens wanted to confirm that he wouldn't be punished for hurting a McMahon, and Vince shook his hands on the deal, as reported by WWE official website. While shaking hands, Owens brought Vince in close and headbutted him, which laid him out in the center of the ring. As the camera closed in on the face of the boss, blood began to trickle from the center of his forehead. When watching this scene happen for the first time, it may have been hard to see, but fans need to go back and watch it again. There was nothing else that happened between Owens headbutting Vince McMahon and the boss falling back on the canvas and the camera closing in on his forehead. You can see the blood just start to trickle from his head and see how brutal that headbutt truly was. The official website of WWE gave an update on Wednesday morning that they still don't know the status of Vince McMahon. The chairman and CEO would not comment on the situation and also refuse any type of medical attention. Obviously, this attack was to set up Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens at Hell in a Cell, but no one saw it going quite like this. Vince McMahon does not allow any superstar to bleed or purposely make themselves bleed, and it has been that way for a long time. There are said to be huge repercussions if any superstar does that without first getting approval, which isn't something given often. Up Rocks, I've never heard of it, with two X's at the end, oh my god, called it a shoot headbutt, even though it was likely planned to happen, but maybe not as hard and violent as it ended up being. This beatdown by Owens was a scene right out of the WWE Attitude Era, and one of the best SmackDown moments in a long time, that's damn right. All of this is part of a storyline to build up a huge match at Hell in a Cell, which is now confirmed and has been made official. Shane McMahon will not only be able to take out his personal frustrations on Kevin Owens inside the cell, but he will look to avenge his father as well. The attack on Vince McMahon wasn't just brutal, but there was a bit of WWE reality to it as well. Seeing him bleed was quite shocking, but it is also obvious that it wasn't intentional, and KO's headbutt was even stronger than it looked. This is very interesting. Now, clearly everybody can fucking imagine Vince McMahon going up to Kevin Owens and saying, "Bust me open, and I want you to bust me open the hard way." And clearly Kevin Owens saying, "Alright, boss, I'll do whatever you need me to, bro." And clearly this was a very fucking, arduous task that Kevin Owens had to fucking do. But, I mean, this just goes to show you, and this is what I found most interesting of it, this goes to show you the faith that WWE has in Kevin Owens. The fact that it was bestowed on Kevin Owens to go into this huge angle with Vince McMahon, to be in an angle with Vince McMahon, and not only being in an angle with Vince McMahon, but one where he made Vince McMahon bleed. I mean, Roman Reigns was in the fucking ring with Vince McMahon in the early 2016, and nothing like that fucking happened when Roman Reigns was in the ring with Vince McMahon. So it just goes to show you the level of faith WWE has in Kevin Owens, and how big a star WWE really sees Kevin Owens as being. And this angle, as an entire angle, is really boosting Kevin Owens' stock, bro. Because he is in a huge angle. He is in the biggest angle in WWE right now, alongside John Cena and Roman Reigns going into No Mercy, and Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman as well going into No Mercy for that Universal Championship. Kevin Owens is right up there. Kevin Owens is right up there, and we're finally seeing once again that side of Kevin Owens that is so fucking brutal. The kill, or Steen kill, what the fuck is it? Kill, Steen, kill, bro. That they used to chant in Ring of Honor. There you fucking go. Kill, Steen, kill. And instead, WWE changed it to Fight Owens Fight, and he's finally fucking fighting, bro. And hopefully this means that we will see color inside of the fucking Hell in a Cell. Because if you're telling me that we saw color on this edition of Smackdown Live, and we're not going to see color in a fucking Hell in a Cell match between Shane McMahon and Mr. Kevin Owens, you've got to be fucking kidding me, bro. You've got to be fucking kidding me. But I'm glad that WWE is showing this much faith in Kevin Owens. Really goes to show you how highly they do think of Kevin Owens. And that is the biggest thing I've seen coming out of this. But for now, we're going to move on to the next and final news story right here on Behind the Mic. Finally, we got this news about the Usos and the New Day stepping into a Hell in a Cell against each other. Clearly, the article says, I'm not going to fucking read the article because it's pointless. It's just saying that these two teams are going to go into fucking Hell in a Cell against each other. And it's historic because this is the first Tag Team Championship matchup that you've seen for the Smackdown Live, or not for Tag Team titles in general inside of Hell in a Cell. And I feel like, yes, this is going to go into Hell in a Cell. I mean, there's no fucking reason in this feud for the titles to have changed 6 fucking times, or however the fuck many times it's been. There's no reason for it to have been like that, unless WWE was trying to stretch this out into the first ever Tag Team Championship Hell in a Cell. And hopefully, this will finally be the culmination of this feud each and every single time that these two teams have stepped into the ring against each other. We have seen fantastic fucking wrestling, bro. The street fight they had on Smackdown Live on Tuesday was great. Some great spots in that goddamn matchup, bro. And putting these two teams in a Hell in a Cell, I'm wondering how fucking creative it can get. Now, this match is in jeopardy because there are reports going around that Kofi Kingston got injured in Hawaii, and clearly Xavier Woods is injured as well, so that could mean that this match simply isn't happening, and another team is going to have to substitute in for the New Day. The New Day might have to forfeit the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles. I don't know. It depends how fucking long Kofi Kingston is going to need to recover from this injury. It depends. I mean, Hell in a Cell is 1 month away, so it's going to be interesting to see. But, I mean, if you do have these teams going to Hell in a Cell, I mean, I'd be very excited about it. I'd be very excited about it. If the two Hell in a Cell matches were Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens, and this Tag Team Championship matchup, I would be damn fine with that, and I'd be excited for it, because those are probably the two feuds on SmackDown Live that warrant a Hell in a Cell. And I cannot wait to see what they do in that Hell in a Cell, because they've definitely done great things as far as tag team wrestling goes, and that street fight they had, and it only gets bigger with them being the first tag teams inside a 2-on-2 Hell in a Cell structure. So it's going to be interesting to see how that very well does play out in this matchup, because I mean, it's a Hell in a Cell, and these two teams really have done it all as far as competing with each other goes. You can tell that these two teams genuinely enjoy working with each other, and inside the fucking demonish structure. I wonder how many times SmackDown Live commentators are going to say structure during this fucking matchup. I mean, remember how many times they said structure during the fucking Punjabi prison match? You just have to look at this structure. to see how painful it can be, blah, 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 blah. I mean, holy shit. It's going to be fucking interesting to see what these two teams can do inside of Hell in a Cell. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on here to the closing segments of the show. For now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Behind the Mic episode number 37. I hope you enjoyed each and every single thing that you heard in this edition of Behind the Mic. There was a bunch of news to be heard here, and if you enjoyed all that news, make sure to comment down below what you thought of all the news. Make sure to like this very video and to not miss a single thing going on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel and click on that notification bell. So much other content to go check out. Raw reviews, Smackdown reviews, pay-per-view reviews, NXT TakeOver reviews, Behind the Mic each and every single Saturday, Mae Young Classic reviews, WWE 2K18 content coming in October when that game comes out. Going to be covering that game extensively. My career mode you got there. You've got universe mode. All of that content regarding WWE 2K18 will be covered right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, so you can make sure to click on that subscribe button and on that notification bell, so when all that content does go up, you don't miss a single thing. Because for now, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, and I will see all of you on Monday for your Monday Night Raw review. I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video.